Hey, welcome back to Snapple Games. My name's Max, and I'm here with another Pauper League, and I am going to be playing some Grixis Affinity today. This deck is broken. The new Affinity decks are just too good to not play. Really excited to get into this. Before I get into the deck tech and all the card choices, as usual, let me shout out the channel real quick, youtube.com/snapbolt. If you're not subscribed, please go and subscribe. It's right below my channel. There's a link. Check it out. You can throw a like on this video. You can comment down below to help me out. And if you really don't like my comment, then content just don't. You don't have to watch. No problem. You don't need to subscribe, but if you want to, it helps me out. So thank you. Okay, I'm going to be playing a Pauper League with Grixis Affinity, and I just played an Affinity League a couple of videos ago, so you can check that out. I was trying Ethereum Spinner. It's the 3 mana 2/1, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, you make a 1/1 flying. I didn't really like it too much, but in this Sea of Affinity metagame, I really wanted to be playing Disciple the Vault, and then I also wanted to be playing Gear Seeker Serpent. And the reason for this one specifically isn't as obvious as Disciple, because obviously Disciple is just whenever an artifact is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses one. And this can be really good against Affinity because if you have like one or let's say two of these out, they cannot sack their board to a Tog because they get drained for two every time. And then like it just stacks really well. You trade Mirror Enforcers with a Disciple or two out, you drain them for one or two. It's really good. So this is obvious, but I think this is also good in the mirror because look at our deck. We basically have no way to answer Gear Seeker Serpent. Like all we have is a bunch of 4/4s, and then opponent just plays a 5/6. If they attack with a Mirror Enforcer, you can block it, and then maybe they have to Gallop Blast it, and that's a 2-for-1. And that's like worst case. That's like best case scenario for them. Worst case is I just go 5/6. There's nothing they can do. It's just a roadblock for like multiple Mirror Enforcers, and then eventually just tap 6 mana, attack for 5, can't be blocked. And this is basically a 2 mana 5/6 in this deck, at least in turn 3, 4, 5. Um, so this card just seems sweet in the mirror, which is why I'm trying for them. I am not playing Frogmite. It just has been a little bit too low impact, and I think Disciple is really the way to go with so many people playing Affinity. 3 Witching Well. This card is, if you've watched my channel before, you'll know that I don't really like this card in general, but I think now with the additional artifact lands producing blue mana, this gets a lot better. That was the thing I didn't like about it before. Not that it wasn't like good value or anything. It's an artifact you put into play for cheap, you get a little scry, then later you get to draw 2. That is good value, but in the old Affinity decks, you didn't have that many blue sources, so you had to like first draw Prism or use Star to play well, and that's just not that great. But now we have 12 blue sources in the deck as lands, plus Star and Prism. So yeah, Disciple and Witching Well just seem pretty sick here. Looks like we don't have that many artifacts in the deck, but we actually do because we have the 17 artifact lands, Star, Prism, Wellspring, but then Witching Well is also an artifact, and then obviously all these Mirror Enforcers are artifacts, but we're just going to try to play our artifact lands and then abuse those basically. And a Tog Flang is really where you want to be in the deck. I think Ichor Wellspring is also pretty solid. So I like where the list is at. Changed up the sideboard a little bit, especially since we've changed up the mana base to support Disciple. Um, so cut down on the Ancient Grudges just because we don't have lands that produce green at all. So it's a little bit harder to cast. We only have 8 green sources here. So just 2 Ancient Grudge, 1 Gorilla Shaman for the mirror, and then we bring in a bunch of Hydroblast. And then our Reaping the Graves for value, a bunch of Karkland Shaman for elves, but mostly for Chitterstorm. And then, Pyroblast, Hydroblast, of course, Dispel. That's the list. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too crazy except Quad Gear Seeker Serpent isn't really adopted yet, but I think that's going to be good. So, one thing I'll say before I get into the games, I like to try, like, brewing and, doing kind of crazier brews and make them competitive. But in this meta right now, one, it's just kind of tough because Chatterstorm plus Affinity are just so strong and so prevalent. It's hard to make brews that are good. So I'm just going to play the broken thing for now, but it still is fun. Just because Affinity, we know it's really, one of the top 2, 3 decks. Just because we know it's broken doesn't mean we can't, make it good in the mirror and make the optimal version of Affinity. So there's still a lot of room to make changes and to improve the deck. So there's still a lot we can do as far as deck building, which is fun. But let's just get right into round one. Let's go. All right, welcome to round one against Bob the Cat. We'll see what we're up against here. This hand is not that good, but I think I'm actually going to keep. They say, what's up? In a previous video, somebody said, this to me, Solve, is it? Or Solve? I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm embarrassing myself again. But I thought they said, like, they said solve to your dog. And I thought they were saying, like, your dog's a slave or something because I couldn't read it. So yeah, I'm just kind of making myself look silly here, but it is what it is. Okay, how am I playing? I'm probably playing Prism if I don't draw land. Looks like opponent's on kind of an awkward draw too. Okay, the main deck, Shaman. Do I care about this? I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna Gal Blast that. Just gonna hold on to the Gal Blast for now. Land? Land would be good. It's gonna be mirrors all day with this deck, I think. They're stopped in our upkeep for some reason. Thoughtcast. All right, well, let's try to draw a card. Again, I could have Gal Blasted this, but it's not like it's really doing anything. They have to sack like 4 artifacts to kill these things. I am going to need to draw land at some point, but I can Thoughtcast next turn. All right, there's a Tog. All right, I can start Gal Blasting that. I can't really save it either. They'd have to sack 2 artifacts. There's like no way. All right, there's a star. I could get a little greedy and just just play Thoughtcast. Then I have to draw any untapped land. I think it's actually worth. I want to hit lands here pretty bad. Otherwise, I'm going to fall too far behind. Well, that sucks. I have to discard 2 cards now. Because I can discard Fling, Gearseeker Serpent. That just sucked. I mean, I kept the 2 land hand, double tap land, had a draw from Prism, and then drew 2 off Thoughtcast, and just didn't get there. So that's kind of what happens with this deck sometimes. You play a low land count, but you can draw a lot of cards. And see, now I'm in trouble because I can't kill a Tog. I knew I had the Prism, so any untapped land was going to be so good for me. They're drawing a bunch. They have the win here. They have a Temur Battle Rage. Well, is what it is. I'm not playing Temur Battle Rage, but I'm playing just 2 flings. Sure. Okay. Just go to the next one. I like Hydroblast to kill a Tog. I was thinking about a 4th Hydroblast, but I think 3 is actually the correct number. All right. Serpent is actually really good. I wonder if I side out some number of Mirror Enforcers and stuff here. It's kind of weird, but I think I do. Ichor Wellspring actually does seem like pretty decent value. Fling is a little risky to go for because everyone's going to be bringing in Hydroblast. And Witching Well is just a little bit slow as well. Gearseeker Serpent just seems so good. I mean, Mirror Enforcers are great as well, but do you really need that many? I guess I can go down a Gal Blast or 2. That seems pretty greedy. Let's just make some more cuts. I'm not sure exactly what. I guess I can cut another Witching Well because you really don't have that much time often to crack the Witching Well in this matchup. And somebody asked me in a comment just before I started this league. I haven't got a chance to respond to it yet. But they were like, I've noticed you take a lot of time when you're sideboarding. Like, do you have sideboard plans for each matchup? And that's not something I typically do because I'm brewing a lot. I'm trying a lot of different decks. So I often don't have specific sideboard plans set. And there's a lot of things I don't like about sideboard plans because you see your opponents on Affinity, you go, okay, I'm going to sideboard exactly this way. But you don't take into account all their card choices. That being said, I could improve my game by playing a deck more, like playing the same deck more often, and then having specific sideboard plans for each matchup. So that's definitely something I can improve on in my game. And like when I played in the Pro Tour, I spent a lot of time doing a sideboard plan, exactly what I was going to take in and out of each matchup, and then I still made adjustments based on what I saw. But we're going to keep this hand. This hand is actually pretty great. I'm just going to go seat into star here. I only have one Gorilla Shaman. Maybe I should just have one or two more Gorilla Shamans, even with the artifact lands, just because this matchup is so prevalent and it's still pretty strong to like blow up 2 lands. Like if my opponent has Gorilla Shaman this game, I'm gonna get wrecked. Tap land, yeah. Alright, I'm just playing a Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast is just so good. Okay, tap lands aren't the worst, not the best. I can't really play anything next turn, but neither can my opponent. I'm gonna play my black. Oh, now I can. So now I can go seat into Gear Seeker Serpent. That seems great, right? If I go seat, I still have to just tap 3 mana to play a 4/4, so I might as well just play a 5/6. This card seems really good. All I did was play a Chromatic Star and then draw 2 cards on turn 2, and then I just get to play a 3 mana 5/6 on 3. Yeah. This seems so much better than Frogmite. Like, even with just your lands, you cast this pretty quick. Alright, it's fine. They could have Dispel or something. But I also have a Gallop-Blast. I'm not too worried. I think I'm going to start by attacking. They're going to just take. And then I can just Hydroblast this whenever. Yes, they could have Dispel, but then I still have Gallop-Blast. They'd have to sack 2 artifacts. So let's just do this now. Because again, if they have the Dispel, they do. Then I'm just going to have to go Galvanic Blast it. And then just play a top land. They'd have to sack again 2 artifacts to save it here. So I'm pretty unlikely to die. Yeah, they just let it go. Okay. Not going to crack this yet. So I can play this next turn on the cheap for 0. Wow, they cycle this. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody cycle that. And they have 4 artifacts. They just must need lands really bad. They're going to play a Gear Seeker Serpent, perhaps? No. The Prism? That's interesting. They didn't want to... I guess 4/4 is not that good against Serpent, so maybe that's why. Alright, so I can just go Bridge. I was going to say Bridge into Prism. I could Witching Well first, though. I don't want to go Witching Well into Prism. And I can kind of make my own Preordain here. Another Serpent and another Prism. So I can crack Chromatic Star to draw the Gear Seeker Serpent. And do I want another Prism? I don't think I really need it. Could be good with the Togs and stuff later, but I just don't think I need that. It's not what the game's going to come down to. So now I can go add blue mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is fine. Add blue mana, draw the Gear Seeker Serpent, play it. And then attack for 5. And I have lethal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I almost messed up here. I needed to play land, play companion before doing all this, but I didn't get punished. Got to be more careful in the future, though. And if I draw any untapped lands, I can just start activating these serpents as well if I want. But it's going to be tough here. Gallop Blast my 4/4, sure. This is not Gear Seeker. I don't know what this is. Black and 2. Oh, Reaping the Graves, get back companion. That makes sense why they did that now. Sure. Oh, and a Tog, but then they're oh then they can play a companion to chump. They were I think they miscounted. They thought they clicked on a card to cast it, so they were trying to play Sojourner's Companion to chump, but they were one artifact short here. So I think they just miscounted. And then we had the double serpents. Yeah, serpent really showed what it can do there. Wow, just a big boy. Jeez. If you look closely, the art is actually kind of sick. They bring in Reaping the Graves here. I guess that makes sense. Should I bring that in too? I'm kind of on the Gear Seeker Serpent plan, but it is good with a Tog. I don't know if the matchup's generally going to go that way. I mean, maybe this is just good enough. I'll try it. See my opponent has it. They probably know what they're doing, right? I'll try it. It's just, this matchup is going to be pretty grindy a lot of times. This looks good. This looks really good. I'm just going to lead on a bridge here. Get a blue source down. Get a tap land out of the way. I'll probably play bridge plus Witching Well on 2 as well. I have some other options of what I can do though. I mean, these tap lanes do slow you down a little bit, but they just improve your consistency so much. And they're indestructible. Okay, there's Furnace into Prism. I also still have 2 Ancient Grudges and a Gorilla Shaman in my deck somewhere. There's a Tog. Let's go Witching Well. And I'm definitely going to just play my other tap land here. Ooh, wow, more lands. I think I probably just want one of these. Let's go bottom the bridge, top the seat, play bridge, pass. I could have even just bottomed both of those lands. I don't know if I really need them, but I think it's good to continue to hit land drops and just keep putting an artifact into play by excuse me, by making land drops. Interesting. So they're probably not going to have any threat this turn. I think my best line might be a Tog plus Chromatic Star here. Because then I can play around Galvanic Blast pretty reasonably by just sacking Witching Well plus Chromatic Star. Let's see, I can go 4, 5 artifacts, and then I'd have to tap 2 mana for Sojourner's Companion. I don't love that. They went top top. So they missed a land drop, and now they went top top, so it must be lands on top. Man, if I just had an Ancient Grudge here, I think I am going to stick to the line and just go Chromatic Star, a Tog. And then they basically need Hydroblast again, because I'm fine to sack Witching Well to a Tog here. I mean, I don't want to, but I will sack 2 artifacts to play around Gallop Blast. All right, they have the blue blast. I'll just let it go. I could have brought in the Dispel as well. Okay, they have the Ancient Grudge. That's actually not too bad for me. That's fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts potentially. So I can go Thoughtcast and I can still Sojourner's Companion, even if I don't hit anything on this. Mirror Enforcer. So they can flashback a Grudge, but that's fine. Now they're probably going to flashback Grudge on my 4/4, but it is what it is. I mean, I need to just work my way through Grudge at some point, and then at some point I'll also be able to crack this Witching Well, which is nice. Okay, they have a Mirror Enforcer. I can Gal Blast that. Which art is better? Maybe this one. Maybe I need to upgrade. I like this one too, though. All right, this is the trading resource game. We haven't really had one of these yet. Crack Chromatic Star to draw a card. Sure. Play another Witching Well. Okay, it's getting dicey for me here. If I draw an Ancient Grudge, maybe I'll just kill both Witching Wells with them. That would actually be a pretty good line. Bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm not going to be able to crack well this turn because I need to play Companion and Galvblast this right now. So why don't I just go play Bridge, play Companion. And then I think I can just crack this for red right now. Draw, see what I draw. And then Galvblast this. Oh, there's Disciple. Okay, well I can't play it this turn now. That sucks because of how I tapped. Could have played around that, but that was kind of a hard read, so that's okay. I have another Galvblast up. The Tog is going to be pretty bad news for me, though. Okay, again, that's the trading resource game we got here. There's a Tog. Okay. Gonna want to Galvblast that after I play Disciple so I can at least start draining them. I mean, they're just gonna sack 2 lands, right? Maybe I do it now, because then I can still play Disciple, crack well on my turn. Alright. I still have to sack 2 artifacts here, which brings their artifact count down. Wow, I can't believe they let that go. Maybe they have a Reaping the Graves in hand. There's Sojourner's Companion. So 4, 5, 6 mana. I won't be able to Disciple plus Companion plus crack Witching Well. They have 1 card left. I mean, maybe getting the 4/4 down is better than the Disciple. I think it is. Because it just pressures them. Then I'll just crack this later. At the end of their turn. They have double Witching Well as well, but they're also choked on mana, so... This is an interesting game. Swirling Sandstorm? No, this is crack Witching Well. So they might not have really anything left. Tap land and then nothing? Sure. Alright, this is anybody's game. Thoughtcast and Reaping the Graves. Jeez. That is some good draws there. Wow, and a Sojourner's Companion. So let's lead on Thoughtcast. I only have 3 creatures in the yard too, actually. I just want to go Thoughtcast into Disciple into Reaping. Oh, wow. So now, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, potentially 7. So I'm going to be able to play all these Mirror Enforcers out. This might just be too much for them. So I can go land, and then I have 5 mana. But I can't quite go Disciple, Reaping, and Pathetic Prism. So I have to choose basically 2 out of these 3 cards to play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts. So I can just cast this. So I already have Storm Count 2. I think what the best line is actually is going Reaping the Graves right now and then play a Tog. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Because I can also play both of these Mirror Enforcers. So yeah, maybe Reaping the Graves is just where you want to be. Jeez. Pretty insane. I'm learning, I'm learning. And then they're just ultra dead next turn unless they have a pretty insane draw. I know they have a Tog, so I guess they could Tog fling me? No, they don't have enough artifacts for that. Yeah, I think I'm safe here. especially with this Disciple. Yeah, this is over. Wow. Opponent showed us the Reaping the Graves deck. They have Serpent as well. Wow. This is pretty close to a mirror. And they concede. Yeah. They were at 16, and if they block here, they just die to these 4/4s. Wow. Jeez. GG's, Bob. All right. Let's go game. Let's go round two. All right. After defeating the mirror there, we're against Hirosuke. Would you like to play first? Yes. Keep this hand. This isn't the best hand ever. It's not the worst. This deck is just so crazy now because people obviously know about the power of Affinity in this meta and they're targeting it and it's still doing well. I think that this is likely the best deck. Like if there was a challenge tomorrow, I'd just play something like this list, maybe with even more sideboard hate for Affinity mirrors. Um, but yeah, I would just play a Grixis Affinity list with this card and a bunch of Gear Seeker Serpents. They're on the Bolt of 4, so wonder if they're on Chatterstorm or something else. Our draw's not like insane, so we'll see what happens here. They have no land. They might just not want to show me what they're on. There's almost no way I'm going to sack an artifact to this Atog, so yeah. Well, they're just literally not doing anything. Let's just go bridge, attack, play another Atog, and then, yeah. I'm putting opponent on Chatterstorm right now, but I just don't really know. They could be anything, and they could just be thinking, okay, I did this in the last league I played Affinity in, where I just had really bad draws, and it was like match one, game one, and I just had to mull to two because I had like one land, and then all 0 land hands down to two. So this could just be the Affinity mirror as well. How deep would I have to go to side in Gorilla Shaman and or Ancient Grudge right now, or like Hydroblast? I think I played this opponent as well recently, but they might just be on some Delver deck. I don't know what they're on, so I'm just gonna submit. Just run my main deck back. All right, same looks fine. Lands and Mirror Enforcers, lands and Salamanders, perfect. Little Disciple to go along with it. Yeah, it's just Delver. All right, it's a good draw as well. This deck is so good. Is it blue-red Delver or blue? Oh, it's blue-black. Yeah. Okay. I think this opponent beat me last time. I think I had some rough draws against them though. All right, let's go Disciple plus Tapland. Oh, I think I was playing against them when I played Chatterstorm in the last league. I'm not exactly sure. One bottom, one top, play land. Have Dispel up. Interesting. No attack as well. So I can go land, Thoughtcast for 2. I can just play Bridge and then play Thoughtcast, not leave up Goutblast. I think I like that. I get my tap land down, just slam a Thoughtcast. Looks good to me. Okay, so I'm just gonna get to go off here next turn. Not quite go off, I guess, but I'm gonna get to play some stuff. I can go land up to 4 artifacts, star up to 5, and then tap 2 lands, play a Mirror Enforcer, but then that's all I can do actually. So yeah, not quite go off. I need to draw another cheap artifact. Thorn of the Black Rose right now. Okay. Well, they're gonna have answers to all my 4/4s. Maybe I'm gonna want to Galblast on my turn. Oh, that's another cheap artifact. Okay. So let's just go star, star. I can just do everything, right? Mirror Enforcer, companion, and then kill this now. That way I can, yeah, kill this now. That way I can just play around Dispel. Deciding if I want to crack these stars. Sometimes this deck plays like two copies of main deck Duress, so I think I'd rather leave the stars in play and crack them next turn. Even though I can drain for 2 guaranteed here, I think that this is what I want to do. Then they're going to need a bunch of removal spells for all my 4/4s, and I'm playing around Duress as well. I was pretty bold also because if I just had double Gal Blast, they would have been in trouble. Remember that I almost forgot myself that this is game 2 because they just conceded. That was like one of the fastest matches I've ever played. Essentially, that was like it wasn't a turn 4 win, but it was like turn 4 too much stuff for them to handle. All right, quick 2-0. Let's go round 3. All right, round 3 here. Would you like to play first? I would. This hand looks fantastic. Love just seeing lands and a bunch of card draw and card selection. Love it. Whew. These cards are really good, but I kind of just need more lands. I mean, I could keep one or the other. I mean, I could even keep both because next turn I draw Tog for turn. I get to go land, Chromatic Star, Thoughtcast. So I'm drawing the Gear Seeker Serpent plus a blank and then another card. Then I can start cracking stars to draw more lands. It's greedy, but these cards are both really good. And it's like, I kind of just need threats at this point. Even though I'm tight on mana, I think this is good. Okay, it looks like I'm just up against Boggles. So this is going to be close. I could just play a Tog right now instead of Thoughtcast. Then next turn I could go like Star, Thoughtcast, eat the Star, and then start getting in there for damage. I like it. Getting a Tog down on turn 2 can be really nice. You're just threatening so much damage. Okay, they just play a Ledgewalker and pass. I like to see that. Let's go Chromatic Star. No need to sack the star for mana here for do the Thoughtcast trick because you can go click on Thoughtcast and then use star to pay for Thoughtcast. But there's no need to do that here. I can just play Thoughtcast and then sack my star to a Tog to draw a card, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, I don't hit a land, so I get a little punished. Sack star, draw another Gal Blast. Okay, I'm just gonna attack. Maybe should have bottomed at least the Gear Seeker Serpent and just kept the Atog. Alright, they hit for 3 lifelink. Nice, I draw a land. That is huge. This can only be blocked by flyers. Let's see. Let's go land. That's 4 artifacts. I can go play Chromatic Star, play Gear Seeker Serpent, and then just hit for 1 or 2. Probably just 1, so I can play a companion next turn. I'm going to need them to not have anything too crazy here. Of course, I had to sack the star to try to draw land last turn, so let's just go. I mean, our draw is pretty reasonable. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill them. It's going to be tough. All right, no like Ethereal Armor or Ancestral Mask, please. Oh no, don't do it. Ah, it's Ancestral Mask. And this can only be blocked by flyers. It's going to be tough now. I mean, I could still potentially win. They might not even attack because they're scared of dying. This is where I need like a Teamer Battle Rage. I also have double Gal Blast, but I just don't think that's going to be enough. They're gaining a lot of life. I feel like they're going to chump here. All right, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to be able to Gal Blast this turn. Let's lead on Prism. Nice. Companion. There's no point to leave up these Gal Blasts, I don't believe. I guess. I mean, I just can't block this. Because it can only be blocked by creatures with the flying. So if they have any enchantment, I just die. Okay. They're going to chump. I don't even know if they have to. Maybe I shouldn't have played that pre-combat. Now they might not even have to chump. Again, any enchantment I die, so I think I lose here. I also don't even really have hate for this matchup. I just need to try to combo quickly. So, no enchantment one time, just lands and creatures. There's almost no chance. All right. So, cart clans can all come in. I think that's all I want. I definitely want the flings. Disciple's not bad. I think Gallop is just bad. It can give me a little bit of reach, but I think I'd rather just have a bunch of creatures. Gear Seeker is a little bit slow as well. I think I'm just going to side out Gallop. I mean, I can still deploy just Gear Seeker on 3 and then have a huge blocker and then just start crashing in. These are definitely worth, even though it has kind of a nombo with Disciple, it's just worth it, obviously. If I'm able to play, like, if they just go, like, turn 1 Bogwell and then I go turn 1 Shaman, it's just so bad for them. I mean, I have to keep, Sand's not incredible, but I'm not just going to ship, like, a totally playable hand here. There's the scout. All right, well, that's not a bad draw. Get to scry for some more lands. I think I don't have the luxury of being able to draw a Disciple. Let's bottom it. Okay. I could see this being a reasonable matchup for Boggles. All right. I have 4 artifacts. I could go play Bridge, play Serpent. I think that's the line. Just a nice little turn 3 Serpent here. All right, they cycled for planes, but they didn't do it last turn, so they could have like an Armadillo Cloak or something here. Ancestral Mask, okay. They could have a second Ancestral Mask, which would be fine. Excuse me, man, this sparkling water is getting to me. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I should have thought cast first, but sure. Doesn't matter. Guess I'm just casting this, casting this. Can leave Chromatic Star in play for now, I suppose. If they have an Armadillo Cloak, yes, it could get bad for me, but sure. Second Ancestral Mask isn't even that bad. Again, this is bad. 5/5 trample, hexproof, lifelink. Are they going to attack? I would just double block. Yeah. Okay. I guess I can start by drawing a card with Star. I guess I could have saved targets. It's another land. Always yes, always yield. I think I'd rather play Prism than Witching Well. So if I draw a Tog, it could be pretty good. I'm gonna wanna play that. Just go Prism. It's just another companion. I wonder if I'm supposed to attack here. I think so. Let's go attack and then go land companion. They're going to make a huge lifelinker here, though. They chump. I wish I had... I've seen some lists that had Chainer's Edict. Obviously, I wish I had that. Any aura is going to be just so bad for me here, whether it's another Armadillo Cloak, another Ancestral Mask, a Ethereal Armor, it's all just going to be pretty rough. But again, I just need to draw a Tog. And I mean, if they don't have much, if they just have a random like abundant growth here and nothing else, then I can just like double block this. Okay. Well, if they attack, I would snap triple block. Guess they can't even attack. Okay. No Atog. No Atog yet. I don't think I need to just give this unblockable an attack, but yeah, it's looking bad for me here. Another Gear Seeker Serpent. All right. Pass the turn. Maybe I should have some Echoing Truths in the sideboard to help this matchup as well. I thought about having Echoing Decay, but yeah, maybe Echoing Truth is where to go. They're attacking? They're 9/9. Do they maybe have Ram Through? Do they have 2 copies of Ram Through in hand? Maybe. So if they have 2 copies of Ram Through, they would kill both my Gear Seeker Serpents and then eat both of my companions. If they have 1 copy of Ram Through, I would not need to block with Disciple. I mean, I think I'm doing at least this, and then maybe also blocking with Disciple to play around double Ram Through. Sucks if they kill my Disciple, but I need to trade for this no matter what. They just get to eat both companions and Disciple for free if I block with Disciple as well. Double Ram Through. I guess they could also just have artifact removal plus Ram Through or something. So what if they go like Naturalize plus Ram Through this, then I'm fine. So double Ram Through is really all that gets me here. I'm just going to not play around double Ram Through. Can't play around everything. So they can only trade for both companions here. So if that's what they're doing, it's totally fine. There's the first one. They double Armadillo Cloak because these aren't lifelink for some reason. Because, oh man. I thought they could have that because of how aggressively they attacked, but I was also thinking maybe they just are going to trade and then move their. I thought maybe they were just going to trade and then play a bunch more auras on this one. That sucked. I mean, yeah, I could have blocked with Disciple there as well, but at least I'm happy with myself. I thought about it and I chose to not play around it rather than getting blown out without thinking about it. So, okay. I mean, this actually cleans up the board, but I have to sack so much. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 artifacts. So I'm only going to be left with 1 artifact. Okay. I wonder if I should do it now so I can float mana and then maybe play something else. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's go play Cart Clan Shaman. And then I can just sack Wellspring right now. I'll have time to respond with this ability on the stack, right? Because the Wellspring ability will go off. Also at 65, I have to save targets. I have to do that before. Okay, let's go. Yes. Okay, there's a fling. Doesn't do anything, right? So I guess I want to be left with the blue-black bridge here. So now I go. Well, I guess I don't need to hold control because the disciple ability is going to go off, but I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, did I miscalculate? Am I one artifact short? I think I miscalculated. I didn't play a land first. It would have been rough anyway. They had 4 lands, and I would have had just 2 lands in hand and no permanents in play. Obviously, I made a mistake. I would have drawn bridge into a tog. Might have been okay there, depending on what they had in hand. I fucked up. I calculated like earlier to have 1 extra artifact. I just don't know what happened. I just messed up. It happens. It was a rough spot. I mean, even if I chose to block with Disciple there, and then they go double ram through and then trade for your entire board, they're sitting there with a Glade Cover Scout and me with basically nothing. Obviously, that would have been better in the end, considering like if I knew they had double ram through, I would have blocked like that. But I thought maybe they only had single ram through plus artifact removal spell, so is what it is. And 2-1 now. Let's go round 4. All right, after some pretty incredible punts there in round 3, we're in round 4. Let's keep this hand. And the mirror. What a surprise. Get my bridge down. Also, I will not have Metalcraft on 2 most likely. So I think I'm gonna go Disciple plus Tapland rather than play Prism. Maybe it's better to wait on this. I'm gonna change my line. I'm just gonna go Prism. I'm gonna wait on Disciple till I can like maybe play a Tog and Disciple. I'm not sure exactly if that's better, but I get to draw a card. I get more artifacts down. I like it. An opponent with a basic island, and they have Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, well I don't have basics. I thought about that too. I was like, I should have 1 basic, but I don't right now. This could just be like Jeskai Ephemerate kind of. I think I like going Bridge to play around future wildfires and then just go Witching Well. So let's go Witching Well into Bridge. Let's go. So I'm going to have 4 and then 5 artifacts next turn. Let's go top here. Another indestructible land is good, and a 5/6 is obviously really good as well. So let's go play Seat, play Gear Seeker Serpent, and then just play Disciple. Counterspell, wow. Opponent has a pretty sweet deck. Just looks like Grixis, like Cleansing Wildfire control kind of. Bolt my Disciple here. Would not be surprised. They have Cleansing Wildfires for ramp. Gallblast, yeah, makes sense. They probably have Gallblast and Lightning Bolt. Okay, Bonders. Another Wildfire. I don't want to use the ability because I want to draw the Gear Seeker Serpent that's on top. Or do I? I'm only on 4 artifacts. Oh no. Oh no, I meant not the Gear Seeker Serpent, the land, which I did want to draw. 3, 4, 5. So I can play a Tog. I think that's correct over Sojourners. If they Galv Blast it, I'll probably just have to let it go. They have Metalcraft now. I'm in trouble against that Bonders. Okay, okay. Prism, huh? 3, 4, 5. Just play it. And then I can just play a Sojourner's Companion as well. There's a Fling. Okay. And then I'll just attack for 1. They have 4 cards in hand. They're going to probably just draw with Bonders here, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, well, they might not have much. Galblast the Companion. Okay. They have 4 cards in hand. Another Bonders. Okay. Yeah, opponent's deck is sweet. Thoughtcast as well. I think something's going to have to change for this Pauper meta to be stable, because when I saw these lands printed, I was just like, oh god. Indestructible tap lands that are artifacts, just, it does so much. Alright, well, they only have 1 mana up here. I mean, maybe I can just kill them? Oh, wow. Now I think I can kill them. I'm going to go for it. I don't see why not. Let's go Disciple. I need to stop before damage. Okay, they counterspell that. Can I still win? I can go sack 1, 2, 3, 4 things, make this 9 power, hit them down to 10, then sack 2 more things and fling them. So yeah, it's still lethal. I guess they still, oh, they still have 1 mana up. Did they had 3 mana up, not 1. Both Bonders were up. Wow, I am rusty here. This is kind of disgusting. Okay, I'm still gonna go for it here. So let's just go attack. And then let me just double check all these steps. So right now I can go sack, 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 sack. And then if I pass priority now, I'm going to hit for 9, but I can't float mana, hit for 9, and then fling. It doesn't work that way. So that's why Temur Battle Rage can be better. So I hit, and then I go add 2 mana, and I go sack, sack. Oh my god, I tapped wrong. Oh god, that is so bad. I've done that once before too. It sucks. I generally don't make misplays like this, but I guess it happens. Just got to take it in stride, I suppose. I think I want at least 1 Ancient Grudge for their Bonders, but oh god, that was rough. That was real rough. I could just side out Fling entirely because it's pretty risky against them. I think I like 1 though. Oh man. I also like siding out Gallblast in these matchups. That was just real brutal. Let's get a little greedy on the mana. And also side out some expensive stuff. They also have Cleansing Wildfires. They have Gallblast as well. Maybe I just side out like Mirror Enforcers. Maybe I need to side out both Flings. I have so much interaction now. Need to have at least 1 Fling. I don't hate siding out some Disciples. I used to like doing that. Yeah, let's go with this. You can just rely on Gear Seeker Serpent and a Tog plus interaction. Have 1 Fling. I just didn't tap for red mana. Alright. Well, this league just ended up being a throw in general, so anybody who was watching was probably like they saw me tap the mana and they were probably like, you guys were all probably like, no, please. But I'm just sitting here by myself. I had nobody to tell me not to do it. I mean, I kind of want to play around Cleansing Wildfire. I'm just going to play Bridge. I don't need to rush out a Tog with this hand. Okay, they might have Counterspell. I'm just going to go play another Bridge and then play a Thoughtcast. And then next turn I can double Thoughtcast. This gets countered. Yep. This is a really good hand. I like to set out Disciple just because it gets killed randomly and doesn't provide as much value as a lot of the other things. And sometimes you can kind of run out of gas if you're relying on Disciples. All right, so I can go 4, 5, 6 artifacts. No, 4, 5 artifacts. Oh God, I should stop playing immediately. Why don't I just go Vault into Thoughtcast and see what happens? And if this gets countered, oh no, yeah, this is only 1 mana. Wow, I am just so bad right now. It's incredible. Draw all the Thoughtcasts. It's good. Now I think I'm going to play Disciple, play Witching Well. Or, yeah, guess I'll Witching Well first and then Disciple. If they Cleansing Wildfire me here, it's not the biggest deal. Let's go bottom, top. I think that's a good enough draw. Let's try to fight back and win this match so I don't get punished for throwing game 1 like that. I had the win. That was just kind of a silly mistake though. Drain them for 1. Yeah, 2 mana Stone Rain, you draw a card is really good. I think actually moving forward, maybe I do want 1 basic island, either in the main or side. I also just thought about what if I just play Preordain in this deck? It could be good. I have like another build that I'm interested in trying. They have 7 cards in hand. 4, 5. I think what I'm doing is I'm going. I can resolve a Tog here, which isn't bad. But then I can't. I could also just play. Why don't I just lead on Wellspring? See what I draw. I can just again resolve a Tog here and be pretty safe against removal on my Tog. It seems like the plan. And I'll just have to play out all these Mirror Enforcers next turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, just gonna do everything I can to still win the match and not be punished. Like opponent's deck is really cool, especially with Counterspell, but I feel like it's just worse than doing this. This card is just so good. It's like you're playing a lot of similar cards, but then you're just choosing to not play the best card in the deck basically. Cleansing Wildfire themselves. Oh, because I could sack it in response with the Tog. Sure. Rampant Growth draw card. I mean, this is good. They are going to turn the corner soon, but they have 1 blue mana. Maybe it's Hydroblast. They can see the game. Okay, we just need to win game 3. That should have been a match win, though. It wasn't even a punt. It was just a misclick. Like, I knew, obviously, I needed to add red. I wasn't careful enough, so it's my fault, but it was a misclick, not a punt. I don't hate misclicks as much as I hate punts. Obviously, both of them feel bad, but yeah, just a misclick. I think I'm fine without Galvanic Blast. in its entirety. They should have just not conceded because I was scared of Hydroblast. So I still have Witching Well, Ichor Wellspring, a Tog. Maybe all the Hydroblasts and Pyroblasts is too much. Like 3 Hydroblasts just might be too much. Maybe I just don't even want Hydroblast at all. Maybe that was my mistake in sideboarding. Yeah, I'm gonna go back and try something a little different. Let's get a little less greedy on the draw. Just be the big aggro deck, I guess. Drawing lots of thought casts is obviously insane in this matchup too. Sometimes people also have random hate for like disciples, like whether it's electrickery or just like cannonades and stuff like that. And when you have less disciples in your deck, it helps play around that. This hand looks good, especially against the Cleansing Wildfire deck. Okay, I don't hate these Witching Wells here because they can help me hit land drops. Interesting, they don't Cleansing Wildfire themselves if they had it. Negate, okay. That is fine. Do want to draw a land naturally next turn would be huge. Not that lucky. So I just want to keep lands basically. I think I can bottom the Disciple, top the land. I have 3 artifacts, so I cannot Thoughtcast. But next turn I can play some cheap Thoughtcasts. Okay, they're just playing lands out. Yeah, they can have Counterspell here, but yeah, they Thoughtcast. Their deck is cool. Really cool. Right, let's lead on Thoughtcast. Ancient Grudge. Do I just get a Tog down? I don't want to sack any artifacts right now. Still good just to play it though. Could also just resolve another Thoughtcast. Oh, then I might have to discard. It's not have to discard. Let's just play a Tog. They could Hydroblast it, I suppose. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. 2 Ancient Grudge might be too much as well. Maybe just 1 is correct. But I can just, yeah, I can still kill their artifact lands and their bonders. Oh, if they play bonders here, that'd be sick. Archaeomancer, get back Hydroblast maybe? Or get back Thoughtcast. It's pretty sick. They're not playing Thoughtcast. Okay. So that's 5 artifacts. I think I can lead on a Thoughtcast here. Five, 6 artifacts. And then I'm going to have to tap 1 mana to play this Mirror Enforcer, but I'm expecting it to resolve. There's the other Ancient Grudge, which isn't that great yet. Now let's just play out triple Mirror Enforcer. All right. Can you beat 12 power? Also, if they start killing these, I just get to Reaping the Graves at some point, which should be pretty sick. There's the Thoughtcast. Another Thoughtcast. Okay. Would have liked to have Pyroblast for that. I want them to play another non-artifact dual land. So like another land I can kill with these Ancient Grudges would be nice. There's a plane. So they have an Ephemerate late game. Wow, that's going deep. Okay. Shuffle my library because I can. There's a Great Furnace. Okay, I can't cast Reaping the Graves yet. I mean, I can kill this land, but then I can't crack Witching Well. I think I'd rather crack Witching Well. They might have Counterspell up right now as well. I'm just gonna leave up Pyroblast. If I don't have to Pyroblast, I'll cast Witching Well. If they go for like Ephemerate on Archaeomancer, I might need to just go for Pyroblast, and then I can always Ancient Grudge their seat. Again, I can also Ancient Grudge my Ichor Wellspring. It's kind of a hilarious line, but it's fine. Attacking for 1, they got me. Ninja or something right here, that'd be funny. I don't know if this deck needs an Ephemerate late game, but I guess it's reasonable. Alright, let's draw 2. There's a Gear Seeker Serpent. I like it. Let's just go land, attack with these 2. Ancient Grudging this doesn't even do that much. They're at 4. I think I'm going to fight over this Serpent here. I'm expecting a counterspell. Should I? I think so. I have the Dispel, okay. Just need to get a multicolor source down. I could just leave up mana and like act like I have something rather than Ancient Grudging right now. Yeah, because I mean, they've been tapping their Seed of the Synod as the first land they tap, but I mean, I might end up Ancient Grudging my Ichor Wellspring here. I want to draw cards. Okay, there's a Bonders. Okay, that's a target. That's definitely something to grudge. I'm going to go for that, I think. Yeah, they can draw a card right now, but then they tap down to 1 mana. This is why the Ancient Grudges are in the deck. They cast down, sure. They still have to chump this one if they don't have a Galvanic Blast. There's an Atog. Sweet. So it's attack. I could have gone Atog and draw a card first. I don't know if it's that relevant. Could have drawn a Pyroblast to try to kill that, but I don't even really like that play anyway. Let's go Atog. Do I eat this right now? They have a counterspell. Okay. And I can Ancient Grudge this. They have 1 card left. I can just not Ancient Grudge at all. I can also Ancient Grudge this. And they have to draw an answer to Mirror Enforcer right now. I want another answer if they play another Bonders Ornament. So I'm going to just hold the grudge. Another Archaeomancer? No. 5 mana? Mole Drifter? Oh no. If they have Ephemerate, I'm just pretty crushed here. Jesus. They're going to have to go for block Ephemerate, though. Just can't cast it. I have, 6 lands in the deck that produce black plus 4-star, 4 prism. So I have a lot of black sources. Cleansing Wildfire. They have 1 mana left and not the white source. So they're just planning to chump. What if I do a weird line and grudge my own land here so they don't get to draw? I think I actually like it. Stopping them from drawing, it seems pretty good to me. It's a really weird line, but I'm going to do it. I don't want them to draw a card here. I want them to have to chump my Mirror Enforcer. So, really strange line. What a funky match we got here. Opponent didn't even have a black source except for the Bonders for this cast down. Wow. Did they have like a Dispel as their last card? Or are they just like, what is happening? Do they have a galvanic blast? I'm not sure. Okay, so this just resolves. It's just showing me that I have Ancient Grudge. Sure, let me pop these out so you all can see it a little bit better. Okay. Okay. I also have Reaping the Graves. Let's go. Going in. Got him. All right. Let me talk myself up a little bit after that punt because, yes, I misclicked. I made a huge punt in game one, but I do a pretty good job at not getting too tilted. And I was upset there, just like I've been upset before, but that's a great example of don't get too upset when you make a bad mistake like that. I just threw game one. It was like the opponent was like, "Here, do you want to win game one? You have it. I'm about to concede." And then I was just like, "No, you have it. I misclick. It's all good." And then yeah, I was upset, but I didn't get too tilted. Kept a level head and was able to win games 2 and 3. Opponent's deck was sick. Cool list. I think the ephemerate package is going a little deep, but maybe they have like 3 white sources and Bonder's Ornament and just playing a plains that they can get with this. So their mana is not actually that bad. But they also have black spells. And again, you're basically playing these cool these strong artifact cards like where is it? Thoughtcast and stuff and Galvanic Blast. But then you're just not playing the best artifact card. It's like this deck is just better than this deck, I think. But this deck is cool, and it has a good late game, and you get counterspell, so that's something. So nice. Fought back to 3-1, and I'll see you in round 5. Let's try to 4-1 this thing. All right. Welcome to round 5. We're against Dragon 7K. Really strong opponent. Historically has always been on Fey decks, Blue Black Delver, that sort of thing. Looks like no different now. I'm just gonna jam Disciple on one rather than leaving up Galv Blast. And then on 2, I'll jam Prism, and then just start jamming some Thoughtcasts. This hand is really good. That being said, we could still lose this game easily, but Augur into Counterspell. Okay. Gear Seeker Servant, that's a good one. Don't think it really matters what land I play. I think I'd rather get the blue source down, considering my hand. I have so many blue cards. There's more of a chance I'd want to play, you know, double blue or multiple blue cards in a turn. So if I go Thoughtcast, it probably just gets countered. I could lead on Witching Well, see if they counter it. And if not, I'll just play a Thoughtcast. Maybe that will get through. I could play Thoughtcast, but I like trying to bait with Witching Well here without playing a land. Because they might be like, oh, I don't want to play against this in the long game. And if this resolves, I could always just play another Witching Well and then the Thoughtcast's next turn. Okay, well, I get to kill this Spell Stutter Sprite here, so this works out too. Kill it with the trigger on the stack. It does not counter the Witching Well now because there's no fairies in play. So that's the oldest trick in the book. That's a really good one to know about. And these both look good enough. Do I need another prism? I'm gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts next turn. I think I can just bottom the prism, top the Gal Blast, play a land, pass the turn. I didn't want to play the land before playing the Witching Well. I know I could have played another spell if I had played the other way, but I wanted to entice them to use the counter spell on the Witching Well so I could resolve these Thoughtcasts right away, but still worked out fine. I'm not in a huge rush to play all this card draw. Obviously, it would be better. It might have worked out better if I played the Great Furnace, but maybe then they would have just played Counterspell and I wouldn't have gotten to blow them out with the Galv Blast on the Spell Stutter Sprite. So it's tough to say how it would have worked out. but I'm fine with how it did. So they're tanking on the brainstorm. I wonder if they have like an upkeep Ash Barrens, or they're deciding like if they have like one shuffle effect, like a Terramorphic or something, and they're deciding which card to get rid of. So they go brainstorm, they draw one card, they know a card's on top, so they should guaranteed hit on this. It could be the same counterspell. We don't know if they have one or two counters, but there's not like a huge reason to get Gear Seeker Serpent down. I'd rather resolve Thoughtcast because this just dies to Snuff Out anyway. So I'd rather resolve Thoughtcasts and go for the grindy game here. There's a Galblast. Okay, let's go with Thoughtcast. Okay, I think I'm gonna just go Seed of the Cyanod, play another Thoughtcast to start. There's a Witching Well. I could just go Disciple, Galvanic Blast your Fairy Seer right now so I don't get hit by a Ninja. And then I can play around Counterspell a little bit in that way. I don't hate that. Just resolve a Disciple, Galvanic Blast this, and no attacks. So we know they likely have one Counterspell, they could have two. Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that because I know a lot of us are playing 3 Echoing Decay now, but I did not. Take a different line, so it is what it is. Let's go Witching Well. Spell Stutter Sprite. Alright, they get me on this one. I do get to resolve a Gear Seeker, and we know they have at least one counterspell. So let's resolve another Witch. I guess I can just resolve everything here. Let's just go Witching Well. Wow. Top, land, go Gear Seeker Serpent, and play Star. Go ahead. And again, we know about Counterspell. How many times can I say it? There's the Snuff Out. They still have 2 cards in hand. I'm drawing a Thoughtcast. They'll probably counter this, and then I'll just draw the Gear Seeker Serpent and play it. And then I have double Witching Well out still, which is really good. So no Cast Down or second Snuff Out, please. They have Ninja. They do. They're trying to draw a Cast Down or something. Can't even really attack with Gear Seeker because of the Ninja. Alright, well there's a Tog. That is good. I wonder if I should get greedy and draw a card, draw 2 with Witching Well, then try to play a Tog, or if it's worth it just to jam and then do nothing else this turn. It's pretty close. I think I'm going to go for Greed. I like Greed in general. Draw 2. They have a Spell Stutter Sprite in hand. I didn't get there, but drew a 4/4. Wonder if I should go no attacks. I think I need to attack. I need to like present a clock at some point, you know? Now next turn I'll just start playing these Atogs out because I can play 2 of them next turn with the Prism. And they're at 11. There's a Thorn. Okay. That is pretty good. Ichor Wellspring. Now I think I start with that rather than play double Atog. 3, 4, 5 mana. That's also pretty greedy because I could just play double Tog right now and then have some pretty good attacks next turn. No, I'm gonna do this. Another Gear Seeker. Let's play a Tog. Should I sack right now to try to hit another untapped land? Hmm. It's close. I think it's worth. Tap land. Okay. I could just attack with both of these. They can just trade a Thorn for a Gear Seeker Serpent, I suppose. I guess they can also triple block this, block this. I guess I don't really have attacks. They have the Monarch here, which is just not ideal. Fairies here. I'm at 12. Dragon 7k, not going to make it easy on us, that's for sure. Okay. I think the line I like is go land, attack with everything. I'm going to do that. Attack with all. Not really planning on going in on this Atog necessarily, but still do like attack with all. I have 7 mana this turn. Trade there. Are they going to trip block the Mirror, the companion? Okay, this is kind of interesting. Just leave them with just Augur. I guess they could have a removal spell here or something. Sure. Let's just sack the Prism. Kill this. Fine with this. Then I think I'm going to go lead on Gear Seeker Serpent here. Then I'm actually going to just crack Witching Well rather than play this Atog, at least to start. Could try and untap land and do both. Fine with this. Rainstorm. They're looking for a counter, I suppose. Thought I didn't play a land this turn already, but I guess I started the turn with a land before I attacked. Brainstorm Shuffle, so they have a bunch of new cards. They get a Swamp. They still have the Monarch for now. We're doing okay. I can start making this Gear Seeker Serpent unblockable now. Which I mean I'm gonna do. Not gonna go in on this Atog, almost certainly. Let's play Wellspring. Double Spellstutter Spray here, and then now they can go block, 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 hold on to the Monarch. It's annoying, because now I can't make this unblockable. But I can still just deploy the other Atog now. And if they go block, 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 that I'm fine with that. Because then they have no board. Okay, they're taking 9, going to 2. To sack here. Take the Monarch. Interesting. I wonder if I should just not play this other Atog to play around Echoing Decay a little bit more. They just concede. I'm just playing too slow for them. Or they just thought they couldn't beat a Gear Seeker Serpent and Mirror Enforcer and Atog. It's a lot. And there's Disciple. Nice. Alright, sweet. One more win here for the 4-1 after getting crushed by Boggles. I think I like all these cards, and that's it. Don't love Fling. I can side out both copies of Fling, actually. Just seems so risky to go for, and Dragon 7k is such a good player, they're not going to get uh, they're not going to get like sideline or blindsided by a fling, I should say. And just, oops, what's going on here? Take out a couple enforcers. I think I like Disciple because it doesn't die to Snuff Out, and it's just a good threat. Oh, dog's coming in to say goodnight. Hi, bud. He's out. All right, I need to make one more change. Take out one more card here. Definitely like Pyroblast and Dispel and Reaping. Do I go down one more Enforcer? Do I go down a Wellspring? I think this is fine. I could take out both Wellsprings actually because this gets countered a lot. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We found it. Looks great. Yeah, this thing looks good. I was gonna say I'm gonna lead on with this bridge, but now I'll lead with this bridge. It's fine. Yes, I cannot necessarily Galvanic Blast next turn, but I don't even have one yet anyway. And this leaves me the option to go another bridge plus Disciple next turn if I want. Duress, take Thoughtcast. Sure. They have to take Thoughtcast. Like guaranteed taking Thoughtcast there. Gonna just go bridge Disciple here. Well, this can't get spell stuttered. Just get it down. It's kind of annoying for that deck to deal with. I guess I could have sided out one Disciple as well to kind of play around Echoing Truth or Echoing Decay, but I can kind of just play around that just knowing about the card. Duress is interesting. I don't think it's that great in this matchup. I mean, it's not terrible, but yeah, it's not great. Brainstorm. Okay. So they have a Brainstorm and 4 other cards in hand. There's a Dispel, which is good. So I'm not going to be able to play anything yet, right? What if I go Volt, Star? I'm still 1 artifact off. Volt, Star, I have 4 artifacts in play. This costs 3 mana, so I can't quite get there. So I just need to do this. Pass the turn. But this Dispel is going to be nice here. Oh, no land from the opponent? Oh, they have a Ninja? It's not great. At least I'm going to be able to resolve good stuff next turn and then also have Dispel up. So, still looking reasonable for me. There's the Brainstorm looking for lands. I mean, I guess they could have lands still. Okay. There's a Pathetic Prism. So let's go 5th artifact. I can just play Gear Seeker Serpent. Kind of like just playing Mirror Enforcer, Prism into Mirror Enforcer, leave up Dispel. So that's what I'm going to do. Pyroblast. Sweet. Still think I want to play this for 1 mana. It's a blocker for the Ninja. I guess I could just Pyroblast the Ninja right now. But then I could get Hydroblasted. I'm just going to wait. I can have Dispel up for a removal spell on my Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, they could go like Cast Down plus Spell Stutter Sprite, but I'm going to try this. Alright, got blown out. That sucks. But now I should be able to kill the Ninja. Yeah, I want to use the ability, obviously. I get to draw another card. Ugh. I can still come back here, though. Wonder if I should have just gone for the Pyroblast. If they had played a spell end of turn, I would have killed it. Alright, there's another Disciple. So I guess I can just start by going Disciple, Crack Star. Drain for 2. Always yes. Always yield. Yes. Okay, just want to make sure I'm not messing up here. Great Furnace. Pyroblast this. And then play a Gear Seeker Serpent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got worried for a second that I shouldn't have cracked that, but I think that's fine. I don't even think I really want to offer the trade here for 1 damage. Just not going to attack. Just want these sitting here. And I, again, did not play around Echoing Decay, but I don't even know if they're going to have that in their deck. It's kind of greedy. Duress. Well, that's not very good. Chainer's Edict. Well, definitely sacking one of these. Plays around Decay, and I really want this anyway. Okay, well, I wonder if I should just hold that in my hand or just play it. Play around Counterspell and Spell Stutter Sprite rather than Echoing Decay. I think so. I think I'm going to play it. Preordain, sure. Bottom, bottom. Bottom, bottom 1 time. Top, top. Okay. Ninja here. Yep. Ninja into land, I assume. I mean, I still have a 5/6. They need a removal spell for it. But if they topped, snuff out. Okay. They're at 7. So if I just resolve a Tog, they die, but they have 7 cards in hand. Speaking of, no Hydroblast, they have it. Okay. Can't really let them draw a card here, but I think they have to. I'm definitely behind in this game. I need to hope they don't have like Counterspell or Hydroblast, but I think they're going to. Not sure where things fell apart in this game. I guess it was the turn where I was like, I could have Pyroblasted the Ninja. Okay, they're at 7. There's just nothing I can do here. Yeah, the turn I could have Pyroblasted the Ninja when they had 1 blue up, but they probably had the blue Elemental Blast. So I don't think there was much I could do. And then when they went for Cast Down, I went for Dispel. Yeah, there's just not much I could have done. All right, let's just take here. We also know about Spell Stutter Sprite in their hand, right? So this is just not going to resolve. They have 9 cards. So force them to Spell Stutter here. I guess they could let this resolve too and go to 3. Yeah, they do. And then they still have Spell Stutter and maybe Hydroblast up. Okay, well, they need Counterspell. Blue Blast. Okay, they still have Spell Stutter Sprite, right? So I need to go block the Gurmag. Probably dead here. I'm going to try to keep playing. I've had good draws. I've drawn a Tog, Galblast a Tog, but it's just not enough. I mean, they have 8 cards in hand. There's no way. Okay. Good game, good game. Let's go game 3. We got this. Yeah, Reaping Graves is fantastic in this matchup. I like my sideboard plan. Let's just run it. Oh, should I side out a Disciple? I probably should have. Hmm. This is pretty greedy. I mean, I'm almost certainly going to get to resolve Witching Well. If I draw any land off the top for the first draw, it's pretty good. Let's see here. Let's uh let's calculate our odds because it's fun. Um, so we're playing a 17 land deck, so we have 16 lands left in the deck out of 53. So we have a 30% chance to draw any land, which is not that high. 1 out of 3, slightly less than 1 out of 3 chance. But then after that, I'm almost guaranteed to hit one with a Scry 2 and another draw step for turn. But if I miss my second land drop, can I win with this hand? Maybe. Let's YOLO. This hand is pretty bad, but I also don't really want a mulligan in this matchup. I mean, Swamp Duress would be terrible, but look at that. Easy. Always had it. I'm just going to do this because it's more mana efficient, even though I don't play around Spell Stutter. Maybe that's wrong as well because I want to hit another land drop next turn, but it kind of worked out because I can play 2 1-drops next turn. There's Swamp. Okay. Duress. Okay. Guess they just take Witching Well. That's all they can take. I have a lot of gas with this hand. And there's the Thoughtcast. Wow. I'm just going to play that over a Tog. Resolve this, try to draw lands. Okay, not quite, but still not bad. We're still doing fine in this game. We have a lot of gas. It's pretty risky to go for Chromatic Star here. I'm going to do it. Because if they spell stutter that, I still get to play Disciple. And if not, I get to play Thoughtcast. And just brutal. I just need to draw lands at some point here. Now the problem is they can counterspell my Thoughtcast and stuff. They're gonna Ninja. Oh. I think I can attack. I don't think they're gonna flash into Spell Stutter to block. Alright, let's try this again. Well, got leveled. I could have cycled. I definitely should have cycled. I just have been used to never cycling that card, even though somebody did it to me earlier this league. Alright. I would like to not cycle my 4/4, but what are you gonna do? They only have 3 cards left, so I can still win this game. I have a lot of gas left. Should have cycled the Sojourner so much earlier. I just forgot about that mode. I haven't been playing loose this league, so apologize. And they have Ninja. God, brutal. I think I threw away this league. I mean, I'm saying that I'm still 3-1 right now, and I could still win. But it's looking sketchy. There's Disciple. 4 artifacts, just not enough. I'm sure they have Counterspell, right? Okay, well, they probably just have a removal spell now. Don't really want to trade for Spell Stutter here. Can maybe drain them out with second Disciple plus a Tog. No removal spell yet. Okay, well, there it is. Don't want to chump the Ninja. I mean, this hand was pretty greedy. I definitely just misplayed. We know about spells that are in hand. Most of the removal kills this, unfortunately. Brutal. Feel like I need to chump Ninja at this point, which I think I'm going to do. They might not have much left. Real brutal. Second Ninja, jeez. I mean, at this point, if I had cycled the Sojourner early, it would have made a big difference. I can just play double Mirror Enforcer here, I suppose. Okay, well, now I can't play anything. They have double spells that are in hand. This is over now. That sucks. GG's. Again, even if I had cycled the companion, I'm not sure if I would have won, but it would have been a different game. Just forgot about this secret artifact lane cycling mode. That's the main ability of this card. And these just run away with the game just a little too fast. I'm at 5. They just drew too many cards. I'm expecting some number of removal spells here. Then that's just game. But you can see, like, I mean, I misplayed, but you can see why I kept this hand. It's because it had so much gas. It's like it forces them to have a lot of answers, and they were only able to just get out of it because they drew so many with ninjas. GG's. Again, I'm not sure if I could have won that, but I guess I get my chest. Lose out on some value there. I really liked this list. I liked it a lot more than the Frogmite version. I think Disciple and Serpent is where you want to be. This was a lot of fun. Going forward, the changes I would make to the list would be that I would play better in the games. But I don't know if Icar Wellspring is actually good enough here. I saw, who was it? I saw one list that was just quad Witching Well, which is maybe where you want to be. Like, what if I do something like this? Oh, I don't even own another Witching Well? That's funny. I'll have to go buy one. That's how much I hated Witching Well. I only own 3. Yeah, I own 3. That's hilarious. I could do this. Let's get a good island here. I don't hate this. Also, maybe I didn't build the mana base exactly correctly. Maybe I want one more black source, but I kind of like the 13 blue sources in quad Witching Well and the 1 basic land to get for the first Cleansing Wildfire, because people do play that deck. So it's nice to just have at least the 1 basic. I feel like it's worth. As far as the sideboard, maybe second Gorilla Shaman for the board. Kind of even want a second Reaping. I don't know if I need this Dispel. Could go to 3 Cart Clan, but against Squirrels, I just want to always have it. Could go down even a Pyroblast. I guess I like this. This is like probably what I would run. Gotta go buy me a Witching Well, but my channel, youtube.com/snapbolt. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. I had fun in this league. Till next time. Peace.